My name is Jay Washburn, and I will be presenting on the Americans with Disabilities Act regulations and their effectiveness in regulating evolving paratransit service models. Transportation options like e-scooters, transportation network companies, and microtransit have been changing the transportation landscape for many people. But can the same be said for people with a disability? Transportation and the ability to freely move about is a basic civil right for everyone and guaranteed under the ADA. With a rapidly growing demographic group of Americans over 65 and life expectancy continuing to grow, it is imperative that people needing paratransit service have equal access to services. The last update to the FTA ADA regulations was in 2015. To determine how the current FTA regulations address this issue, research was conducted through an online survey and one-on-one interviews with professionals in the paratransit industry. Some agencies had implemented pilots and other service models in an attempt to create equivalent services for paratransit users. Others were looking into options, and still others chose not to do anything. Some common themes identified from the research showed that quality service, the need for service model options, and cost efficiencies were central to most responses. Many agencies voiced concern with implementing new service models due to what was perceived as a lack of clear guidance from the FTA and concerns with being found non-compliant at a later date. While agencies wanted clear guidelines, they did not want specific regulations. They were concerned the FTA would be too restrictive and that it would inhibit the use of some viable options. Flexibility and creativity needed to be fostered while ensuring equity of services. In conclusion, public transit service for those that need paratransit services fails to be comparable under current regulations. The need to innovate and find newer service models is occurring for conventional fixed route riders, but not paratransit riders. From this, 3 recommendations were developed from this project. Number 1, to petition the FTA to establish a task force, including public transit agencies who are using newer paratransit service models to address this issue. Number 2, to work with the FTA collaboratively to create basic guidelines that can be broadly applied to all transportation modes for paratransit services. And number 3, for the FTA to allow transit agencies greater latitude to conduct pilot programs without fear of being found in violation of ADA regulations if the program proves to not meet standards.